Hey, what's up, tubers? This is the SHTF Hunter. So today's video, I want to go over what I think the first 5 firearms that a prepper, survivalist, homesteader family should buy. Some of the ammo, the cartridge choices are based off my 2020 and 2021 studies, and you've probably seen videos from other people with the exact same rifles, cartridges, whatever, and there's a reason behind it, and I'll try to explain it all to you as I go along. We'll get started with the first 2 firearms, that I think you should own, and one of them is going to be some type of Gen 3 Glock 9mm double stack mags. You know, either Glock 19, Glock 17 are both good choices. You know, Glock double stack magazines, you can find these at Rural King. The mag pull, I think it's like 16, 17 bucks. If you want a Glock factory mag, it costs another $3, like $20, and that's way cheaper than, like, you know, that's about half you can get 2 magazines for a Glock for probably the price of one 6-hour magazine. So you know, a Glock 19 is probably the most cloned handgun in the world. I should have said Gen 3. The Gen 3 Glock 19 is probably the most cloned handgun in the world. If you can't afford a Glock 19 or 17, get a Palmetto State Armory dagger. Sometimes you find these on sale for about 300 bucks, and that's about half the price of a Glock. One accessory I'm going to recommend, it's going to be a good light. 9mm is a military cartridge. One thing we learned in 2020, 2021, or I learned, is military cartridges was on the shelf at Rural King, like 223, 556, and 308. Didn't see a lot of 9mm, but you know, 9mm is a plentiful cartridge. The price is right for 9mm. It's the cheapest, you know, big gun semi-auto cartridge you can buy, and so you can afford to shoot it. That's why I like 9mm. Got quite a few 9mm. All right, we're gonna move on to the next firearm gun. That's gonna be your AR-15. Just, you know, 16-inch barrel is fine. There's a couple. You know, you're gonna need a weapon light, and I would get some type of LPVO, low power variable optic. This particular one is Primary Arms. It's a 1-to-6. A lot of them are going to be 1-to-6. The LPVO, I call it the multi-tool of scopes. So if you need to do some up close stuff, you turn it down to 1 power, turn on the illuminator, and it works like a red dot. And if you see a deer at 200 yards, you turn it all the way up to 6 power. You know, with the good hunting ammo, you know, ammo expands. Good hunting ammo. This will take a deer at 200 yards. Well placed shot, it will. But anyway, I choose 5.56 for a couple of reasons. Again, the ammo is available, and it's going to be available in a crisis because it's a military cartridge, and the ammo companies produce military ammo are always going to make some for civilian use too. So another reason I use 5.56, another accessory you need to have if you got AR-15, 5.56 and plan on bugging out, or may have to, is a CMMG conversion bolt. It converts in these magazines. It converts your standard 5.56 or 223. It converts it into a 22 long rifle. So you're firing 2 cartridges out of 1 gun with this. Also, with your AR-15, you need to be buying mag pull magazines. This ain't no joke. Like, you go by any competition, you're gonna see people using mag pull. You don't see them using them old Army aluminum magazines. You see mag pull. So can't stress that enough. Throw away your aluminum magazines, buy mag pull. So, all right, so that's the first 2 firearms I think you should have. These next 3 probably ain't really in particular order, but I would go with a Ruger American Predator and 308. The Ruger American Predator, I don't know about the new ones, but the old ones, they had threaded barrels, and I think it was like a 20-inch barrel. And also a Vortex, at least a 3 to 9 Crossfire 2 Vortex. With that combination, you could easily kill deer out to like 400 yards pretty easily with a Vortex 3 to 9 with a bullet drop compensator. 308 as another cartridge, military cartridge, and it's plentiful. It was on the shelf at Rural King and Walmart during the 2020-2021 pandemic. Okay, the next one is a good pump shotgun, 12 gauge. I do not recommend any other gauges in a shotgun, just 12 gauge. So this is a Mossberg 500. If you can't afford a Mossberg 500, look at getting a Maverick 88 by Mossberg. And I think I've been told it uses about like 80-90% of the parts of a Mossberg 500. You get one at Walmart for like $220. One of the reasons I prefer, a pump is it don't matter what kind. Yes, it's got rubber buckshot. It don't matter what kind of shells you put in there. It's going to function. It ain't like semi-auto. If you put cheap shells in a semi-auto, they don't always function. But a Mossberg's going to feed any ammo. There's just a plethora of ammo available for a pump shot or 12 gauge. Like this. This is rubber buckshot. It's a non-lethal. You can buy non-lethal rounds. You can buy bird shots. You can buy buckshot. It's, again, I don't recommend nothing but a 12 gauge pump. Get that first. If you're wanting 20 gauge for your wife or child, whatever, get that later. All right, so moving down. Now we're going to get into rimfires, and I actually got a couple of choices here available. I don't actually have a Ruger 1022 takedown right now, but I prefer, a Ruger 1022 takedown. I've been planning on getting one. I sold my old Ruger 1022 so I could get me the takedown model. But anyway, so if we're getting into 22 long rifles, this is my Henry Survival, or us old people call them the AR7. It's the only gun I know of that floats. So I've been shooting it a lot with CCI Stingers and also CCI Subsonic. It's been fairly reliable. It's been reliable actually, and I hadn't really had no feed issues. So if you're going to buy a 22 long rifle as your rimfire, your small game getter, buy the most reliable ammo possible, the best ammo possible. And to me, it's CCI. And CCI Stinger is a game changer. I've seen some people shooting this in the ballistic gel. Like this is like 32 grain bullets. They was firing 22 mag, 30 grain bullets. And I think it was 100 yards. They shot the mags. It was 30 grain. They shot these at 32 grain. And in ballistic gel, these went almost as far as the 22 Magnum did. And so the CCI Stingers are game changers. So, okay. If you think you might have to use this for defense, you may want the semi-auto. There's nothing wrong with a reliable bolt action. I'm gonna add something else to this, not just 22, but look at possibly getting a 22 Magnum or a 17 HMR. I don't know much about 17 HMR, but from research I've done, everybody says it's a very flat shooting cartridge. Maybe 0 to 100 yards, it may be 4 inches low at 200. The 22 mag doesn't shoot as flat as that, but the 22 mag is a pretty good penetrator. I know with this is one of the poachers. 22 mag is one of the poachers' favorite guns, and for the you good headshot on there, you're probably gonna kill it. And so I can't, I haven't heard. I don't have a lot of statistics on the 17 HMR from what I've heard. But anyway. So another thing, if 17 HMR or 22 mag, I'd probably just go ahead and get bolt action. There's not a lot of semi-autos for those, and I don't know how reliable they are. But anyway, that's my first 5 I'd buy if I was a prepper homesteader. And got any comments down below? If you think I'm wrong, let me know about it. I'm sure somebody will. This is the SHTF Hunter. I'm out.